Dustin Fry. I'm from Powell, Wyoming, and I do gravel and excavation with my brother and my dad.
I'm Cassidy Real. I am from Powell, Wyoming as well, and I work in the oil field around the area.
I'm Jonathan Scott. I'm from Twin Falls, Idaho.
I'm Brent Howie. I'm from Lewiston, Idaho.
How did you hear about Hunt Warz?
One of my buddies had mentioned it to me on an ad, and so I looked into it a little bit more, thought it was a cool aspect, and liked to compete. So I entered a couple entries into it, and the rest is history.
So I heard about Hunt Warz. I actually had one of my friends on Facebook that had liked the Hunt Warz page. I was like, Hunt Warz, what is that? That sounds pretty cool. And so went and checked it out, and literally that same night I was like, Brent, we've got to put in, man. Let's do this.
I'm an extreme skeptic when it comes to most things, and oh yeah, $100 and you can win all this stuff. Man, it sounded like somebody was just trying to get my $100, you know? And boy, was I wrong. Here we are in New Mexico now, surrounded by all this cool gear and sponsors and ready to go kill big elk. It's pretty exciting. So he's a good friend to bring me out. He could have brought anyone out with him and picked me, so he hadn't heard me call yet, you know. So
yes, I had. I just wanted you to get better so that as we hunt in the future, we can we might have a chance.
What was it like when you heard you were chosen?
I didn't believe him at first.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. Working long days, we were eating dinner at the house, and actually another buddy of mine called and was like, "Have you watched the show?" And I was like, "No, it's not on till tomorrow." And then I threw it on my phone real quick, and my name came up, and my girlfriend almost screamed my ear off. she jumped up and was cheering, and you know, it didn't really hit me either probably till we got in camp here. When we pulled up, everything was all set up and everybody was here. It was a pretty cool experience.
I was at work and get like 7 missed calls from this guy. Pull out my phone and call him, and he's like, immediately just yells at me, we got drawn on Hunt Warz! Had literally just middle of dinner service, left the restaurant, walked outside, talked to him for an hour, and ended up going home from work early because I couldn't even work. I was so stoked. So it was pretty awesome.
Anything else you'd like the world to know?
Oh, we love to hunt. We love to be out there. We're fortunate enough to live in a beautiful area that God blessed us with, and we're lucky enough to have families that understand our passion for the sport and to get out there and do the things we do.
Yeah, we got to thank my wife and 2 girls.
They're amazing.
Letting me enjoy the outdoors. Definitely got to give it to them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We're pretty new to the archery world, and I am very new to elk hunting. Put the time in with Elk Bros to get to where we needed to be to actually pull this off. We went through that course on our own, and then we also did weekly calls with him, and it was with all the teams. And so it was awesome. We've been able to get to know these teams, and then realized very, very quickly that, whoa. We are the underdogs, man. So looking forward to having different situations out in the field and be able to talk to the different coaches and get different pointers and recommendations to continue to learn. So it's been exciting. We're happy to be here. Hunt Warz 2021, Season 2.
2021.
Team Idaho.
Team Idaho.
Well, day 2, morning of day 2. We had a great day 1. Had a good time. We took the Baku bikes and covered at least 30 miles. We loaded them up this morning so we can play around with them all day, and plan to use them a little bit later to get into them at their bedding area if we don't go smack one this morning. So
let's get after it.
See what we got. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Don't turn them on with your thumb on the throttle, instant torque.
All right, we're at the Baku bikes back in here. We're a couple miles in at least, and we're listening for some calls, seeing if we hear anything going. They were in here yesterday, so we're hoping we're on them again. Nice thing is we have these e-bikes that if we aren't hearing what we need to, you're giving worrying about having to.
That's a bull that just struck on the
get out of here. There. So
you didn't hear that?
we're on it now. So here we
Keep you posted. Next video will be a bloodier. I think well, I guess it'll still be lower than that, yeah. I mean, at top, but we'll just get midsection. Yeah, it'd be nice to start going through clearing the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, they're just gonna see us down here. Yeah, it's dark up here. There's gotta be something up in here. Yeah. Do you see them? I don't think they were spooked. Don't just move it. You see some cow. Is that straight that way, right? Yeah, straight down. They're gonna run into that ridge. Yeah. So they're gonna either have to go one or the other way. So let's get moving. Big bull though. Yeah. I can see his horn going through the trees. A good one. That's a good sign. Already bulls this morning. Yeah. They must have been about here and dropped down on us. I'm wondering if it was that small bull that was talking yesterday. There's one over there. No. It's game time.
Just to the right. This is really where he popped up.
Yeah.
So stay just to the right. See if we can beat them getting out of bed and get him down there. So
Nice find. Yeah. I got beat up a little bit. Yeah, it's seen some better days. Throw out some calls. We gotta hear something. Let's work that way. Straight down. That sounds like a dude. Yeah. Or a dying elk. Yeah.
yesterday we got barked at, and today we're getting howled at by a monkey. I don't know. It's like the funniest sounding elk.
Or a bad caller.
What?
Or a bad caller.
It could be a really bad caller.
Let's work down this way. Not over, but just...
See, we're gonna go back out and around. Because look at that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But we throw another call out over there, and then, I don't know.
If that pushes, then maybe we got something.
Yeah. Or if it's, I don't know.
Well, let's go.
I'm not good at telling humans versus elk.
You're
That
amazing.
doesn't sound great, but
You're amazing.
We just had a bull chuckling at us. Made a play. Then he kind of took off the other way. So I don't know if other hunters pulled them that way or what, but we have a pretty good idea where they're bedding, so we're gonna head that direction. So if we come over this way a little bit, that's where we saw them last night.
Because there's a small little peak right here. And then we just try another quick sequence and see if a satellite bull or the big boy will come in himself.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Our thermal should have been pulling this way. I don't think they would have saw us from that far away because we could barely see them. Yeah, they had any idea we were here. But yeah, they definitely dropped into that stuff over here. Yeah, we'll go see if we can slow stalk it. This trail heads right down into there, so this is quiet. Yeah, go slow. Big bull though. Yeah, he was big. Like 280. Probably like a 450. Okay, well, that might work.
How long do you usually call? How long do you let a sequence go before you give up on it?
If you're that close to a bull, they typically turn and come right in within a minute or two. But if you're not interested, sometimes it'll simmer, but at least you'll hear something. Yeah. If you're just blind calling, I think probably 10 or 15 minutes. Give them some distance, but we know that bull's close, so. Yeah. Man, if we just had some cover, we got it closed in a little bit, but yeah, they had no eyes. Yeah. How many cows did you see? I think there's like 4. Yeah, I just saw the one. Yeah. There's quite a few shuffling through. And he had his nose down, pushing them. He's probably pushing them over this direction. Yeah. thought I just heard that whatever that was spout off again, but Jason's saying he's off back all the way to our right. I thought I still heard it ahead of us. Which way?
It was straight down that way. So, just, if you guys get on that horse a little bit, mine's alright. So, you guys get cracked, but he's just belling out over there.
Just relax. Okay. Yep, I see him. Well, closest encounter so far. Got eyes on the big bull. He had cows. We came up on top of this ridge. We've been raking and some bugling. He responded to a locator bugle, so we started cutting the distance. We came up on top of this flat. And we bumped a couple of his cows off. We let off a bugle. And then just like that, coming out from the other side of this grove over here, the big bull comes out. And he came in, let off a bugle. We couldn't have been more than 60 yards away. But we were behind some thick cover. So we tried to make a move the best we could to get around the cover. And we watched him start to walk from our left to right. And so we thought he'd be coming just right through our opening, which would have been about a 30-yard shot, I'm guessing. And didn't want to come all the way in for some reason, so did you see him? No. Really? He came busting out of that opening over there. Big old boy. Really? Yeah, so we busted 6, 8, 10 cows right here on top. And then I bugled over there. And he came just rip-roaring. But we could see him. But no shot. Dude, that was sick.
No. Yeah, he probably just came in behind that.
He came in like straight.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Morning too. Yeah. Been on bulls every morning, every evening. Just got to keep grinding, keep learning,
keep hammering,
get better, and get him.
Get it.
I knew when I stood up it wasn't going to be good. There's a bull right over here. didn't bust. He just stopped talking.
Yeah, he just stopped talking.
He just walked up here. I still heard the one that was like groaning over there. Wow. So this must have just been a different one that started piping up.
I think there were two over there. There was that howler and the growler that went down, and there was another one. So that's at least three.
I heard a really distant one while I watched this guy walk up here. So,
How big? Yeah, good size.
it's decent size.
I'll take anything.
He's not huge, but he's.
That's what she said. You'd be good. I had to get it in. You know that. That's what she said.
No, I'd like to just look at the map a little bit and see where, because I've been tracking. I've had my tracking on, so I want to see where we've been going with seeing them and hearing
All over the place. We've been going all over the place.
I tried to.
That was awesome. That was fun.
I did that one over there. Just. I'm like,
It's like the nerdiest bull ever.
if it was a person though, they wouldn't be moving away.
Well, they would have been trying to.
Yeah, but if it was a person calling,
Yeah.
they would have been trying to get us to go
Yeah,
stay
no.
there.
You can hear the same howl down there. I don't even know what they call that. I'm gonna call it a howl.
Sure. They're gonna do one of those little pop-ups now and say, "Ow."
The pop-up howl.
Yeah, we came down the finger, turned, came right around here, went up, and then came right up here.
Just getting a dime tour, you know, just trying to get the scenic route, checking everything out.
Oh man, so I think they are bedding down right on the edge of this berg. I'm like, why are we chasing this? This is ridiculous. But he's moving away, so it can't be a person.
Can't be.
And then he would do that little. Yeah. Okay. You're just believable.
I'm like, that dude's not lip balling like that.
I don't know. You pulled that chuckle out here.
I got a chuckle. I got a chuckle.
The first one you did, I was like,
Who is this guy?
your calling between yesterday and what we just did is like night and day.
Night and day.
So much better.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was nervous. I swear. Dude, I feel like it's like a lot of pressure. I'm like,
You were playing it perfect though. Like adding the chuckle when you did, and then adding the raking when you did. It was perfect.
all right, good.
I mean, it didn't bring him in, but it was still keeping him.
Well, kept him calling and talking.
I'm like, I'm talking. That's all we need.
All we can do is get some opportunities.
Oh, these are so good.
Dude, they're so good. But you haven't had a hide shoot yet. You gotta have a hide shoot.
I'm saving that for when we're gutting an elk.
That's where they were working for yesterday. There he is.
The Houdini ball, aka Magic Mike. Was that the 5th encounter?
In the last 2 days?
Get him talking. We know where he is. We try and make a play on him, and
Puts a sneak on us.
yeah,
The wind keeps swirling on us.
wind's swirling a little bit. I mean, we're playing the wind the best we can, but
This wind's difficult in here, for sure.
yeah, pretty much the same place every time though, in the general area.
I don't know if those are the greatest cow calls to have on film, but driving popcorn fart. I see why it dries up now. On the map, it looks like it's indented. Yeah, real deep. Just flat. I mean, what could really flow to here? It's just local. Nothing gonna flow to it. That's all right. No trucks going to it either. Yeah. Nothing fresh, anyways. That was a brutal hike. That's a rough hike. To find a meteor crater. Like dried up water. It sounds terrible, but it's the same exact one we were going after this morning. There's a cow looking right at us. Sounds like he's trying to bugle and just can't.
What do he look like?
It was hard to see him through the trees. Looked like I saw white tips and decent size. Didn't get a good look at him.
So you got to keep cutting the distance, right? He's walking and calling and walking and calling. So we've got to walk twice as fast to try to catch up. And I got to do more cow calling and try to get there. It's hard to keep up.
I know. He sounds like he's super old, just like it's like he can't bugle, he's trying.
Good, it's getting older. It's bonus points. Like, fine.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he doesn't want to fight.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. But he's calling us. That howl is a call.
We left our area that we've been focusing primarily on to come to this area. We've been seeing rubs in here. The razor's right there. We walked out and
That's over here.
yeah, he's bugling right above us, so we're gonna try and get on him. See what we can do.
after this old moaning bull we've been on twice already today. Now another one, another bull or cow or something starting to talk back to Jason.
We got two options. We don't know what to do.
Well, tonight's been fairly frustrating. You know, this morning we had a bull coming in ready to rip our head off, and then we haven't heard anything since. He didn't bust out of there. He wasn't crashing through the woods. We didn't think we busted him hard. So we decided to stay out in, and just lay low in that spot for, 5 hours probably, without making too much noise and ruckus, and, we got caught up on a little bit of sleep because we're already tired and it's only day 2. But I'll tell you, it's just as much a brain battle of endurance as it is physically.
There's an elk up there. Yeah. It's not him though. No. I just see a butt. Another elk over here. He's still up here. He's right there. I am sweating. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm drenched. Jeez, that was... Literally sprinting. That 5x, I had no idea we were there. No idea.
Had we been about 30 or 40 yards closer?
Shut up. Well, let's mark where we last hear him.
We were on our way out, and just before it got dark, had a bull scream at us, so we put the snake on him and didn't get into him, but
We got 83 yards away.
83.
We had him sighted on the top of the hill. Wind switched directions multiple times. At first, when we were going into him, blew downhill, then it went up the hill, and then back up the drainage. And I don't know if that completely blew him out, or if he just kind of didn't see what he wanted to see because he was chuckling pretty hard, and he had a cow with him, so it's pretty hard to pull him away from that. Try again in the morning.
That was a rough one.
This
this morning. It looked like it was gonna go good there for a minute. You're the only one that saw that big bull, huh?
Yeah. I was not expecting that long of a hike though.
Yeah. Yeah, the bull didn't talk. He didn't bugle. His cows didn't talk. Even when we saw him, he was chasing cows. They didn't talk. And then we weren't sure exactly where he went.
The most beautiful elk country I've ever been in.
Oh my gosh. Took some pictures of the awesome view. That was awesome. Awesome elk country, thermals, wind, everything played well for us, but
Distance did not work to our advantage.
yeah. How many miles do you think we did?
I'm gonna guess 12, but I bet you it could be more than that.
More like 15.
Yeah.
Don't ever leave elk to find elk. I just proved that theory today.
Even if we didn't tag this morning, I would call it a success. How often do you get a bull that big at 30 yards?
And that was nice.
Yeah.
You know, that was seriously awesome.
I was freaking out.
Yeah, dude.
I heard you sound off, and then he sounded off right in your face, and I was like,
Yeah.
what do I do? Just kept waiting for that bowstring to snap, but he never really gave us a shot.
We're sitting there, right? And we're like looking, all of a sudden I'm like, hey. I'm like, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, day 2 was a good day.
It was a very good day, a busy day.
We got after this moaning bull 3 times separately throughout the day.
Yeah.
He just likes to keep his distance.
Yeah, we'll stay 150, 200 yards. He's hard to keep up with.
I walked up on a pretty nice 5x chasing after the other one. And just couldn't close any distance, didn't really have much cover.
It's always tomorrow.
So, but at least we marked where we heard this guy last, and we know there's a couple more that are around here. So
We were on him, what, 3 times?
3 separate times today we got on him.
Yeah, three legit stalks on that guy.
About 7 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock, and then
3, and then
6:30.
6. Yeah, 6:30.
Right before dark.
So it's plenty long.
We'll come back here and kind of get a game plan of where we want to start, but definitely want to come back here. There's a lot of elk in here.
Don't leave elk to go find elk. So we'll probably stay put. So, that was a good day.
Yeah, I'm sweaty. A lot of running.
You stink.
Probably.